us. Paul Mwato is our Director of Sales East Africa, and we are always happy to have him here with us every Tuesday as we learn together. My name is Grace Chege, and I'm a World Team Director here in Your Life, and I'm a mother and I'm married. Today is not part of my story, just to highlight on a few things. I joined this business 6 years ago. I joined to make money, but today we are learning issues to do with health. Neolife is a big company, and I'm happy most of us here are members, but I know we have some guests with us. So I'm a HR by training and by profession. So I was invited. I didn't know I wanted the money, but when I came for the session, the first session I came for, they talked a lot about health. And in Your Life, we say across the world that our mission is to make Your Life, to make the world a healthier and a happier place. And that is our mission here in Your Life. And for me, even if I joined for money, I've benefited a lot in terms of health. And I've helped a lot of people here in our country, Kenya. I know on this call we have people from even different countries, our leaders joining us from US and UK, and even from other parts of Africa like Botswana. You're most welcome, everyone on board. I'm very happy to bring to us. Today we have a very special trainer. I'm saying she's special, most of you know her, but she's our brand new director in the month of August. I'm very proud of her because I saw her come to this business. I trained her, I launched her kit when she joined, and she's a friend, she's a director in my team, and even in this team and in Team Kenya, she's a friend to many. Today, she's going to take us through the program of asthma. Asthma is a respiratory issue, and right now across the world, most of us, we know that we have the challenge of COVID-19, which is a respiratory, it's a chronic illness for respiratory. And I can say that even asthma, people who are suffering from asthma or allergies at this time, they're at high risk with COVID-19. So today we are privileged to have Seline Sule. We call her Seline Oguma, all her names. And I'm happy to say, apart from her training us today, she's someone who has changed her life. I know she will share with us her story briefly before she goes to the main part of the training. So Seline, we are ready for you, and I'm very proud of you once more to see that you're ready to train always, and now even as a brand new director. Karibu sana, Seline.
Thank you so much, Grace. I really appreciate. Thank you so much, Paul. My name is Seline Oguma, #Sule. Seline is a mother and also a wife. I'm a mother of 3. I joined this business 2.5 years ago while I was working as a chef in one of the hotels in Nairobi. What really made me to join this business, number one, is I needed some extra income, and also I needed time freedom. Why did I need time freedom? I had small kids who really needed my attention, and in hotel industry, the schedules are very tight. So I never used to get them. So I needed something to do that will give me some extra income. At the same time, I will have time to spend with my children. So that is what really motivated me to join this business. I've really benefited in this business. I joined to look for extra income, but I've benefited in terms of health also, especially having young children. They also need attention of health. So since I started giving them these supplements, I've never taken any of them to any hospital. And that one is a plus for me because it helps me to save money. The other thing is I've also been able to help my mom, who has been suffering from diabetes. And I can say it has given me also an easy time. And she's okay now taking care of her things back in the village. The other thing is personal development. I would have not been here just talking to everybody if it was for training. And being willing to learn and even also to teach others. So I've really gained a lot in terms of personal development. And I just want to mention something. I came here for money. I didn't know that COVID-19 will affect hoteliers at one particular moment. And now most hoteliers are home. They don't have employment. Some of them have lost their jobs. But here I am. I took this opportunity while I was still working. But today is still helping me, together with my husband, to earn some extra income while other hoteliers are home. They don't have any money. So that one is very, very important. So today we are going to talk about asthma. As we all know, asthma is a bigger challenge. It can occur at any stage of life. So we shall look into what really makes people to have asthma and what are the causes. How can we prevent them? So that one is very, very key. Having talk of asthma, when I gave birth to my last born is now 3 years old. He developed asthma at a very young age. Some of the things we are going to talk about today. And when I joined this opportunity, I was always taking him to the hospital. But when I joined, I realized that one of the supplements can really help him. So I introduced him to the supplements for children. And believe me, the chest congestion cleared, and I've never taken him to any hospital since he started using this supplement. So this is a very important topic for me because it has really helped one of my children, and have benefited through just knowing what asthma is and how I can prevent it. So what is asthma? Asthma, what is asthma? Asthma is a condition in which your airway narrows and swell, producing extra mucus, which can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing. So I repeat, it is a condition in which your airway narrows and swell during producing extra mucus, which can trigger breathing, which can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing. It is also an allergic, inflammatory inspiration. It is also an allergic, inflammatory respiration condition associated with airway narrowing, leading to impairment of gaseous exchange. We have types of asthma. There are many different types of asthma. The most common is bronchial asthma, which affects bronchi in lungs, bronchi in the lungs. There are many types of asthma. The most common one is bronchial asthma, which affects the bronchi in the lungs. Number 2, we have childhood asthma and adult onset asthma. In adults, symptoms don't appear until you reach a certain age. So you find that most people, they will have asthma maybe when they are 50, their 40s, because we shall see what really triggers some of these conditions to appear at a later age. So number 3, we have allergic asthma. And number 4, we have allergens triggered asthma. So allergen triggers asthma are these asthmas that are triggered by allergens, e.g. dust, wool, some foods, exercise, stressful situations, and cold. So some of these can trigger asthma. So when you are exposed to cold, for example, it can trigger asthma to start. Number 4, we have non-allergic asthma. These are asthma that are caused by maybe somebody is exposed to burning wood, cold air, air pollution, viral illnesses, perfumes, etc. Another type of asthma is occupational asthma. You find that some of the people where they work, maybe in the industry, they will come across these chemicals that will maybe trigger them to get asthma. Some of the medications can also make someone to have asthma. So we have, for example, we have aspirin. Some people use a lot of aspirin. It's triggered by taking aspirin or anti-inflammatory drugs. So these are some of the drugs that can make one to have asthma. It's called aspirin asthma. That is also another type of asthma. So we have asthma signs and symptoms. So what are the symptoms and signs that when one has, you can say maybe they have asthma? There is no test or exams that can determine you to have asthma. So there is no test that has been done by the doctors that they can say this one is caused by asthma. But doctors will use symptoms such as health history. They will use physical exams. They will use breathing tests. So these are some of the tests that the doctors will use to detect whether you have asthma or not. So some of the symptoms that you can have, maybe the symptom number 1 is you have shortness of breath. Wheezing is very common. So when you have wheezing, doctors will automatically say that you're having asthma. Difficulty in breathing, chest pain or tightening, etc. So this, maybe you are just coughing or you're just feeling the pain, maybe you are stressed. So some of these things are just symptoms that can make a doctor to detect that you have asthma. So another thing is what really causes you to have these symptoms. Again, no single cause has been detected by the identified for asthma. Researchers believe that maybe genetically you can inherit asthma. You can also maybe get asthma from viral infection. For example, you had an infection when you were young, and this infection maybe was not treated well. So when you reach a certain age, it can trigger and you get asthma. Hygiene, maybe when you are exposed to too much of bacteria, at a later date, it can also make you to get asthma. So asthma can be caused by poor hygiene, viral infection, and it can also be history or genetic. You can genetically inherit it from your parents. So we look at prevention and management. Just remember that cancer can occur at any stage. It can occur when you're young or even when you're old. So adult asthma can can occur maybe when you are 20 to 50 years. You find that maybe people are just okay, but when you reach a certain age, you get asthma. So prevention, because there is still not yet, the doctors have not yet identified the exact cause of asthma. So the prevention measures are avoid triggers. So if you know maybe when you are exposed to certain foods, you get asthma. So these are the things that you avoid. So avoid triggers, get vaccinated. You can get vaccination from maybe influenza. And these ones will really help you to prevent flu or even prevent the cold when it comes. So these are the things that you prevent. Maybe taking of medication can also help you to prevent avoid dusty places. So you look at what triggers the asthma, and then now you avoid those particular areas. And management, how can we manage when somebody gets asthma? Because it's said that they have not known the cause of it, but they just look at what triggers it. So how can we prevent it? Number one, by eating a healthy diet. Why do we say by eating a healthy diet? Because when you're sick, automatically means your immune system is down. So you need to eat a healthy diet to make sure that your immune system is at its peak. Maintaining a healthy weight. This is also something that is very important. You have to maintain a healthy weight. Quitting smoking. For those who are smoking, you should quit smoking because asthma, it can get it at any stage. So smoking can make you have asthma. I have a family friend who got sick, used to be a chain smoker, and he got sick. One day he went to Aga Khan hospital and he was told to have two choices, either to die or to quit smoking. And he had to decide to quit smoking because he was developing asthma. So when you are a smoker, you can decide to quit it early so that you don't wait for you to get asthma. Exercise regularly. We know that exercise triggers asthma, but when you exercise regularly, it will help you reduce the risk of breathing problems. So it will make the airways to be open so that the breathing can be easy. Because most of the people, especially at this time of cold, they are really suffering because they cannot breathe properly. And again, managing stress. It is very important for you to manage stress. Don't be in a stressful situation because it can make you suffer, or it can also trigger the asthma. Talking of healthy diet, this is where now Neolife comes in. Neolife comes in when we are talking of a diet, because Neolife is there to fill the gap of the nutrients that is lacking in your body. Neolife comes in to provide healthy diet that will ensure you have a strong immunity. So the number one product that we need to use that will really help us so that we can prevent or even help us to live a healthy or even free from asthma, number one is ProVitality. ProVitality is a key product. It has 4 products in one. You find that we'll have Trienen in ProVitality, and Trienen will really work on the cells. It will nourish the cells and make sure that the body is able to get rid of the toxins and the nutrients that is needed can come in to help your body. Another product that we have is omega-3. Omega-3 is a key product for people with asthma. One, because asthma has inflammatory properties. So because the narrow way swells. So when it swells, it needs omega-3 to protect, to help us with the inflammatory. So it will ease the pain and it will also reduce the inflammatory in that particular area. So omega-3 is a very key product for people with asthma, and you find omega-3 in Pro-Vitality. And another product in Pro-Vitality, we have carotenoid. Carotenoid, what it does, it boosts immunity. A normal body that has a strong immunity can fight any disease. So that's why carotenoid comes in to give us that immunity that the body requires, so that whatever comes in the body can be able to fight. So omega-3 plays a big role. It will boost your immunity by 37% in just 20 days. In just 20 days, and that is a very good product. And another one is multimineral and alfalfa. Multimineral and alfalfa. Multiminerals and vitamins, sorry. It will help the blood, provides minerals and amino acid to quicken metabolism. So all these products put in one as a Pro-Vitality is a very key product for those people suffering from asthma. And also another one is herbal respiratory. This is the product that Jerry Brasfield, the founder of Neolife, used. And we find that Jerry Brasfield was suffering from asthma. And because he got well using herbal respiratory and some of the products that you shall mention, he realized that so many people are suffering. And for sure, many people are suffering from asthma today. And we know that asthma will attack at any stage. We can be okay now, but when you reach a certain stage, you can get it. So Jerry Brasfield thought of you and I, and this is why today we can get help by using this product. So herbal respiratory is a very good product that has been there for very long, and many people have really benefited from herbal respiratory. And what herbal respiratory does, it has 7 herbs. Herbal respiratory will promote and support the function of the respiratory system. That is number 1. Number 2, it will relieve coughing. Because most people, especially now, I know many people suffering from asthma. They are really suffering because of the cold. Protects you against recurrent respiratory infections. And again, it will help you to overcome allergies, eliminate allergens. Number 6, it will reduce inflammatory and strengthen the tendons. It will soothe the respiratory mucus, lowers inflammatory index by 68% in just 2 months. So I know there are people who are suffering from asthma, and when I mention some of these things, they understand. Number 7, it will reduce blood pressure. So herbal respiratory is a key product for people suffering from asthma. And the herbs have been researched and put together to reduce or even to eliminate some of the problems that affect or even trigger asthma. Another product that we have that can really help is gallicalium. Gallicalium is a key product where it is a natural antibiotic that fights infection. So you can have an infection from the cold, from bacterial infection, or even viral infection. So gallicalium would really help you to fight. It protects you against cardiovascular diseases. It is an anti-inflammatory product. It also stimulates growth and activity of cells, prevents the onset of cold, and it also strengthens the immunity. So you find that your immunity needs to be at its peak. So when you use garlic kalium, you use Pro Vitality, you're having enough immunity to help you fight any disease that can offset or even trigger some of the conditions, some of the allergens that causes asthma. So I had those 3 products: Purity, Grace.
Yes, Seline. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I had those 3 products. Maybe somebody has used another product, maybe an extra product that we can add on to those. But
yes. Thank you so much, Seline.
Maybe Josephine Marangu, maybe if she's in, she can tell her what she has used.
Before we go to Josephine, I just want to share that there is a neighbor of mine. She had a daughter who was born, since the day she was born, she was asthmatic. And I remember that that girl was not going to school for so long because the girl was using, since the time she was born, she was using the antibiotics, the inhalers and all that. And the girl was becoming weaker and weaker. And I only gave that lady herbal respiratory. And because she was not believing, she was not, you know, when you meet somebody and you tell them that our products work, they sometimes think that you're just sharing so that they can buy. So at that time, I had a herbal respiratory. So I just gave her, and I told her, if it helps you, I know you're going to pay me. And she didn't talk to me until after 2 weeks. And she called me and I was not at home. And when she told me that when you come back, Grace, come and see us, me and my husband want to see you. So I didn't know what was the issue, why they were calling me. But I remember when I went to their house, they gave me a seat and they really thanked me. They told me now the story, the whole story, how this girl was born and the asthmatic issues. And remember, this was just herbal respiratory. So that girl actually, that time she was in a class 8. Now she's already in high school. And her mom was telling me, you know, Grace, we don't buy even herbal respiratory all the time from you. But Agi, the girl is called Agnes. Agi went to a school, to a place in a high school in central Kenya, that a place that is very cold. And Agi is doing well. And the greatest thing is that she doesn't have those relapses and those issues of always getting sick and being away from school. So this, I'm just sharing this testimony because also I came to find out from her that asthma is in their family. So I have been able to help a lot of her sisters and their kids because it's a family issue, a challenge that has been there with asthma, but they have been able to overcome because regularly they have been able to take herbal respiratory, they buy from me, and the aspect, and I said, as Seline has explained, even her story, me, myself, as Grace, I joined to make money. So there is a lot of money even as you help people, because when people buy from me as customers, I get a profit because I buy the products at the member's price. But at this juncture, even before I call our someone who is going to share, one of our leaders, I want to thank you, Seline, for doing such a great presentation on asthma and training us. And especially this is a training that every one of us needs, because even if you're not asthmatic, these products can even help you if you are allergic or if you know someone with this issue. So thank you so much, Seline, for very clear training, and you've used your time well. Thank you so much for that training. And I want to also thank the members. I've seen the members have turned up in a big number together with our guests. We have one of our leaders who has been having a challenge of asthma for quite some time. She's going to share her story. She's in USA. She's doing this call from USA, and she's one of our brand new directors in the month of August, the month that we just ended, Josephine Marangu. And I know she even had another challenge of health. So she's going to share her story with us. Karibu sana. Our upcoming Sapphire director, Josephine Marangu. Karibu sana. Josephine, are you there?
Okay, Grace, I'm just trying to unmute Josephine. She cannot unmute herself.
Okay.
Josephine, just try now. You can be able to unmute yourself. Thank you. She's unmuted now, Grace. You can invite her.
Yes, thank you once again. Thank you, Paul, for helping us here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Josephine,
Grace,
are
can you hear
here?
me now?
Yes, yes. Karibu sana.
Sorry. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, Josephine.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Josephine Marangu. I think I'm having some technical issues.
No, we can
but,
see you. We can see you and
okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Grace, for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And before I tell my story, I would say thank you so much to our director, Seline, for sharing that powerful presentation. I know I was following it cleanly because I have issues of respiratory and I'm actually trained respiratory specialist. So you did a wonderful presentation. My name is Josephine Marangu. I live here in US and I'm a mother, I'm a grandma. I have been in Your Life Opportunity for the last 3 months. This is my 4th month. Introduce my apparent sponsor, Eunice Marangu, who I really thank because I am really honored and humbled to be among this New Life family where my life has changed. My sister Eunice introduced me to this opportunity. Actually, when she told me about it, because I did not take the opportunity right away, but she bought me 2 supplements. The key supplements being the upper respiratory and 3NN. And when I started taking those supplements, I came here. And for the month of February, I felt so well. I even stopped using the nebulizer at the time. But when I came back here, in March, I became sick again. That is when my sister told me I've already asked and I will not be able to buy you supplements. I would advise you to join the opportunity so that you can be buying your own supplements. For me, I joined this New Life opportunity for health because I was really sick, and as a result of developing respiratory issues, I had one of the respiratory conditions Seline talked about, adult respiratory, because I developed respiratory at the age of, over 40 years. I never used to have respiratory when I was a child. And I had all the challenges. Mine was triggered by everything. Smoking, even if people smoke around me, or even I enter the vehicle where people have smoked, I would just have asthma attack. Also dust, pollen, everything was environmental triggers. And I could not even now I could not even spray myself, no perfume, no nothing. So even using detergents with the chemicals was a problem to me. However, when my sister did that, she introduced me to our PT, our great friend and Grace, who actually was persistent, and both of them were, because my sister kept telling me, I told them, Marami, give me time to think. But then I was able to join in May, and I thank PT Grace, my sister Eunice, for really encouraging me to join and being persistent, because I'm not convinced easily myself. But I thank God today that I'm part of this New Life family. When I joined in May, I ordered the product, because I was asking Grace, what products would I use for this? Though I already knew respiratory, but respiratory was a key product which really worked on me. And as I sort of taking steroids, because I was even on steroids because of frequent asthma attacks, I was able to stop everything when I started taking Neorite products. After 2 weeks of taking the products, actually, I felt better. I started with Provitality, and I also went CNN, and then Abo Respiratory and Garrick area. But I was also taking other products because I'm also diabetic as a result of steroids. Mine was controllable because every time I have attack, when I take those steroids, it used to go high to an extent that I was taking nebulizer every 2 hours sometimes, or 4 hours, and I was on highest regimen, and I was getting Nucara injection every month because my asthma was really bad to a severe stage, to an extent that for those who are in the health profession will know what is this. This is called EpiPen. And this one is when you have an attack, before you reach to a doctor, you have to inject yourself, and you have to be rushed to an emergency room. So you can imagine how my life was. But today, to me, New Life Opportunity has given me new life, and I really thank God. And I call this divine connection, because every day I used to pray to God to heal me, but I didn't know how He was going to answer my prayers. But they were answered through this opportunity of New Life. And after that, I felt better. I can assure you today, I don't use nebulizer machine, which I had nebulizer machines in every one of my children's houses, because when I go there, I have to use the nebulizer in the car. I used to have a machine in the car, which I can connect. But today that life has changed. Never used to sleep at night, was in so much pain. And after using the Neorite products, I just thank God that all those problems have been resolved. And everything that Seline has talked about, that was my life. That was my life. And I thank God today that I don't even remember those EpiPens. I don't remember to put nebulizer in my bag. And I don't carry the nebulizer machine anymore. So after that, I was able to introduce the business when I felt better. Most of the people in this call, my friends like Rachel Minor, Emma Elizabeth, Christine Mweti, and all the others know my life. I never used to be sick before when I was in Kenya. I was a civil servant like anybody else. But when I came here, I had to change my profession, and I became a health professional where I specialize in all respiratory diseases. I'm actually asthma educator and everything. I was treating patients and educating them about how to control asthma. And to recap back to what Seline said, it's true. They treat by symptoms, but here we have like specialized tests called PFTs. And also we have things like Peak Pro, where you can know when somebody is in a danger zone like this one, and you just roll on it, and depending on the numbers, because everyone has a target, you can be able to know whether you are in a danger zone where you have to rush the hospital before you do anything. So that's how my life has. But I thank New Life to say, today I am well. And now my mission is to touch many lives, to become healthy, as the mission of New Life says, and also to become wealth. And also to know that we will leave a legacy. Like when we are not able to do anything, there is something which even our grandchildren or children can inherit, just like the word of God says. a wise man leaves inheritance to his children. So mine is to touch as many lives, to change their lives, to become healthy, because that's my happiness. When I see people now telling me their story, how the products have helped. I've touched even the lives of many people here who have not joined, and those ones are not planning to join, but they are my consumers. And through them, I'm able to get other customers, and their life has been changed. For me now, I don't even use one of the medication I used to use at night for diabetes, because if I do, the following morning, the sugar levels will be low. So I just thank God. I'm soon about to go to do my labs, and I know my doctor will be amazed because I know I am well. No breathing issues. I do what I could not do. Now I can do push-ups. I can do jack and jack. I can do everything. Any exercise I can do. I never used to do nothing. I would not even, I never used to have any interest of even going out to work or anything, but now I can do everything. And I thank you, Pete Grace. I thank you, my sister, sponsor Eunice Marangu, and all the members of this New Life, because every time we come here, we run new things. And I thank also the company of New Life for coming with products which work. And today, my message to everyone, our distributors, our readers, our new customers, our guests. My message to you today: join. Don't even waste time, and let's together join hands and change the lives of people. We have a lot of people in our communities who are sick. Let's reach them. Let's spread this good news to them so that they can be well, just like Grace did, introducing this products to the neighbor. So that's my mission, to change the lives of people. And back to you, Grace. Thank you.
Wow, that was great. Thank you, our upcoming Sapphire Director, Josephine Marangu from Maryland, USA. And indeed, it's good for our guest here to know that this is an opportunity for all, and we connect. You can do this business from home. You can do this business from the US, from Kenya, from Kisumu, from any county. So I have seen our PT Isaac here. I don't know whether, Isaac, you have something before Paul closes the meeting. Isaac, PT Isaac, can you hear me? Okay, I think he's not there. I just wanted to say thank you.
Yes, I can hear you, Grace. PT Grace.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Isaac in form of purity.
Karibu PT.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very excited this evening. Wow, that was wonderful. I've just joined when Josephine was starting to give her testimony. And as I always know that I believe that Seline was wonderful. I've read from the comments. Everybody is just saying how she has done a wonderful job. So congratulations, our new director, Seline. That was awesome and great work. Keep it up. And that testimony from Josephine is just wonderful. When you listen that she came, she was sick, you see the gadgets she was using, and now she's talking about having thrown all of them. We can only truly thank God for New Life. I believe if you are a guest in this call tonight, you can truly believe that our products are great. They work. They have worked for her. And they have worked for so many people with even other health challenges, diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, name them. People have testimonies here. And every time every program, we have people giving the testimonies of what the products have done. So we really thank God for New Life. Thank you so much, our Sapphire Director, Josephine. Please keep preaching this gospel of New Life in the US. And surely you have touched so many lives there. And we are really, truly, and really excited about what is happening and what you're doing. So I don't think I have many things to talk about. I can't see any questions tonight. And when I don't see the questions, I want to believe that people have understood. And that is wonderful. So for me, I just want to thank you so much, PT Grace, for taking over and being in charge this evening. I'm really grateful. Thank you for the teamwork. Thank you, Paul, again for hosting us. You're always there for us. you become part of this team. And truly, we are so grateful. May God bless you so much. So God bless you, Seline. And God bless each one of you who has been on this call. Let's surely share our products. Let's do the basics. We use the products. We share the products with everyone around us. And surely together we are going to make this world a healthier and a happier place to be. So for me, I don't have much. I want to thank you and wish you a very good night. And tomorrow is Wednesday. As a team, we normally have our BOP at 12 noon. And I want to welcome all of you. And I want to tell you, when you come tomorrow, come with a friend. So God bless you. I want to give Paul just to close the meeting for us. Paul, thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much, Purity. Thank you so much, Grace, as well, for hosting us tonight. I think you were the host more than I am, because you started off the meeting for us, and it came out very well because of the continuation that we have been able to do. Thank you so much, Seline. Amazing, wonderful job presentation about asthma. Personally, I've also been able to learn one or two things about asthma and how we can be able to position the products of Neolife. So that was very well thought for, and you did your homework very well. And it was confirmed by Josephine, all the way from US, because she was one of the people that were able to interact with the products. And today, it's just amazing how within a short time, she was able to be able to, you know, get out of the kind of challenge she was in. I looked at all those things, some of them. If you're in Kenya and you start suffering from asthma, I don't think you'll be able to find some of those medications Josephine has been using. So would rather, and we are better positioned to use the products of Neolife so that you can be able to get out of asthma. And one thing which I've learned from the presentation is that you cannot say you have passed the stage of getting asthma. It's funny, because if we have adult asthma, then it means all of us can be able to get it. So we just need to continue using the product so that we can be able to get out of that situation where you can be able to get asthma. So it was an amazing presentation. It was an amazing session. And I just want to assure Grace and Purity that every time I spend with this team, I feel at home, because I've been able to see the commitment that they have for the team. You know, the work they are doing as leaders, that, you know, they don't go to sleep before. They make sure they check on their people. They are so caring. You know, the part of Neolife that we talk about, I can say as one of the people, part of the people who are representing the organization, I can see like 99.9% it is practice in this team. I'm just shy of saying 100%, because of course of course it's 100%. But you guys have great leaders with you. That is Isaac and Purity, Grace, Chege, and Caesar, and all the directors on this team. They are wonderful people, and they only want the best for everybody who's on this call. So. And I hear it from the testimonies, like when Josephine is speaking, she will tell you they insisted, they kept on talking to me, they kept on caring for me. And that is amazing when you get a leader who does not just think about their success, they're also thinking about the success of other people who are below them. So that is amazing. Let's continue to learn from these leaders. And I can assure you, the things that we have set for ourselves as senior managers, as distributors, as directors, we will be able to achieve them. So many is to thank everyone who is on this call, and not just forgetting to mention, even me, when my son was born, he is now 13 years old, he also had asthma, and at that time we were living in Mombasa, and people don't think asthmatic is as bad in warm places as it is in cold places. Actually, sometimes I think it is more worse in warm places, because, you know, the breathing, the respiratory part of it is completely impaired. So when he was born with asthma, the doctors told me he will be able to outgrow it, but you have to manage it. And I was so worried, because you can imagine a small baby getting attacks of asthma. I had all the inhalers, the Ventolin. I cannot even forget 13 years later, because we had to make sure we have those things every single day. But, you know, the distributors, because I was still new then in the company, they just came and told me, you know, you need to use omega-3. introduced this guy to omega-3, and I was so worried. He was so fragile. But even from that tender age, we started giving him omega-3. So you could just, you know, you prick the capsules with a toothpick, then you just squeeze it in his mouth. And you know what? You know, I watched doctors continue to reduce the amount of inhalers that they were giving us every other time that we used to visit. And in about 1 year, we stopped using it because the doctor rolled out and he said that this guy has, you know, you guys have done a good job. I don't know what you're giving this young person, and he has come out very strong. So that alone told me that, you know, these products, they are products that you can be able to use it at every age. Because at that point, you cannot be able to use herbal respiratory. So he started using herbal respiratory later in the year, later in his growth. And, you know, when he was about 2 years, there was a great shift in us because we shifted from Mombasa, we came to Nairobi. And when we came to Nairobi, those who know Ruaka, it's a very cold place. And that is where we went. And I was so worried about him being affected by the two extreme weathers. But guess what? He did not experience anything because by that time he was chewing some Vita Squares and Vita Guard. And today he has no asthma, he's asthma free. So if you also have children, it is also important for you to be able to build a foundation on them about the product. So that is also key. If you know parents that are struggling with asthma, regardless of the age of the child, you can start them with omega-3. That time we didn't have the mini, now we have the mini, which is even easy to be able to give it to small children. So also look at the combination for the children. If they can be able to chew, they can take the respiratory, herbal respiratory, they can get the Vita Squares, which is like Trianen, which Seline mentioned. They can also take the Vita Guard, which is also which has a combination of Trianen and carotenoid. And if they are so young, to the extent, because they know the technology went on improving, we did not have Liquivite then. Now we have Liquivite. And Liquivite is a very important and essential product. Why? Because for children, it combines Trianen, it has a combination of Trianen, a carotenoid complex, and also flavonoid. And flavonoids, remember, they are very strong antioxidant, antioxidant kind of packaging. So you can also be able, now you have a better solution. So if the child is not able to chew, you can be able to give them the omega-3 salmon mini and the Liquivite, and you would have sorted that issue once and for good. So I just want to encourage all of us, let us continue to attend this kind of training whereby we get a lot of information. The people who train, they get information that they can be able to pass to other people. And in so doing, you'll be able to make money and you'll continue to to make the world healthier and a happier place to live. If you have noticed, today we are also on YouTube Live, okay? So Zoom has been able to expand a feature whereby you can either choose to be watching on Zoom itself, or you can be able to log into YouTube Live. So if you have people who are telling you we are more conversant with YouTube Live, you just need to click up there, you copy the link and you send it to them. And they will be able to watch it just the same way they are watching it on the Zoom. So if things are working well, so tomorrow, if you're a new distributor on this call, or if you're a distributor who sponsored somebody who is completely in the business, and new, I mean, even the people who joined in the month of July, June, and May, those are still new people. So tomorrow we have a training of new people, which is going to run at 11 a.m. That is East Africa time. So the people who are in US, it might be a little bit complicated. Europe, I know we are just 1 hour or 2 hours apart, so they can be able to make it. So tomorrow, 11 a.m., we are going to have a new distributor orientation. If you did not get the link, speak to the person who brought you here. They'll be able to show you can be able to get the link and you can be part of that training. If you are a guest on this call, I just want to challenge you. If for you to be able to benefit from all the things that we are talking about in this call, you can choose to become a member, and it's easy. Just talk to the person who brought you to this call. They'll be able to help you to understand how you can be able to join. And guess what? Tomorrow you can be invited to be one of the people who are going to be on that call. So see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Isaac and Purity and Grace, if there is nothing else, if there is nothing else to say, I just want to thank each and every one of you for having us tonight, and tell you to have a good night. Those who are going to sleep, those who are about to wake up, also have a wonderful day ahead. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Over to you, Purity or Grace, whoever want to say something.
No, Paul, I don't have anything. Maybe PT. I wish everyone a good day and a good night, depending on where you are.